Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the 2023 Gaiscioch Community Conference. I'm your host, Foglata, and it's been a wild year. If you have not been playing video games this year, you've been missing out. There's been tons of really great content making the scene and a lot of fun things happening. We've had some endeavors that we didn't even think we'd enjoy, and we ended up loving. We've explored some caves and found some monsters within caves. We've seen a whole new expansion in Guild Wars 2 and New World and Elder Scrolls Online. It's been great. Like, tons of content everywhere. We're going to be covering all the good stuff. But really quick, I kind of want to, for those of you that are first-time attendees, how many are out there? Let's see a show of hands. Go ahead and say hi in the Twitch chat there. Let me know that you're new, because this will be really fun to kind of show you a little bit about who the Gaiscioch are and what we do. So first up, let's go ahead and give you a little rundown on who we are and what we do. All right, so that's a little rundown on who we are and what we do. We are based on the legend of the Gaiscioch, which were the warriors that the Tuatha De Danann chose to fight on their behalf during the First Battle of Ireland. They were handpicked. They were the sworn protectors of the people of Ireland, and it was always a story I found myself relating to quite a bit about being a mortal, trying to do good in this world, even though all the cards are stacked against you. It's been a lot of fun. So our founding was in 2001. We created this as a community where I can kind of share the legends of the Irish mythology that nobody ever hears about. We created it over there in Dark Age Camelot. It was a lot of fun. We've been creating memorable adventures and long-lasting friendships. I've made so many friends in this community that I still have today, that 20 plus years now, still know the same people, Spence and Jeff. You know, I can never forget those guys. And then our core principles are basically to create our community focusing on helping players find enjoyment in games through fun and entertaining events, writing guides, video tutorials, one-on-one coaching. We practice kindness, compassion, fellowship, honor, respect, loyalty, benevolence, and integrity. These are all things that I think our world is lacking in mass quantities these days, and we are trying to be the flagship of hope that these things still exist. We stand against persecution and the unjust treatment of others and welcome all with open arms. We do make a pretty hard stand against bullies. So, if you are the type of person that likes to grief people, we're going to be the people that come and hunt you. So, that's kind of the way we roll. All right. So, our unique approach. Gaiscioch is a community that's based off of our website, gaiscioch.com. You registered there, you create an account, and then all of the activities that you do in whatever game you play, whether it's Guild Wars 2, Elder Scrolls Online, New World, Conqueror's Blade, everything we do all stems into that site. You grow within the community by participating in events, by giving stuff to your fellow members. It's a kind of an MMO in an MMO. And I have some ideas that someday I want to explore that will even take that step further. So we'll see. We are an ever-expanding global community of gamers who play MMORPGs and cooperative games together. I have a hard time telling people they can't come along, so we just kind of keep snowballing and keep getting more and more members. And I love them all, so welcome. In-game guild membership is not required, so you can be a member of our community on Gaiscioch.com without even being a member of our in-game clan. We don't care what tag's above your head. All we care about is that there's a smile on your face. If you are not happy, please, by all means, find what makes you happy. That is what we're after in this life. So please don't be miserable with our guild tag above your head. If you enjoy us, be with us. If you don't enjoy us, be with us, but with another house, another community. That's okay. We don't mind. So community progression is permanent and carries across all games that we play. You can go AFK for years at a time and pick up right where you left off. There is no need to reapply or try to get back in. You just say, hey, I'm back, and then we throw you an invite. You're back in. No problem. We host open, inclusive events available to all regardless of guild affiliation. This has in the past put us on the outside of a wall, but I don't care. I don't care what guild you're in. Our events are open to you. We welcome you to join us and have fun with us and create some enjoyable memories. The most important epic loot in life is a healthy smile and a fond memory. So that is what we're after. We want to make everybody smile and have a good time and make some memories and have a few good laughs. That's what we're all about. So, our community is kind of broken up into 4 different types of games. We have our war bands, which is between 2 and 10 active members. These are our tiny little things that start up. Sometimes these war bands start as 2 to 4 people and they turn into adventures, which is 11 to 50 people. These are our medium-sized communities, which are active enough to have their own calendars and event schedules and have events going on at a regular basis. Occasionally, those adventures grow to the size of an expedition, which is 51 to 200 active members. These are large communities that really find benefit to our newsletters or summits or website, and they benefit a larger player base. So this is usually where we find a lot of our modern MMOs. They don't usually go to full chapter length because not many MMOs support 200 plus people. Sometimes we have to go to a multi-guild approach so that we can get 200 people in a single guild. And these are our massive communities that go down in history as one of our chapters. There have only been 8 in history, and those lead us to our history. There we go. We started in 2001 with Dark Age Camelot, went to Warhammer Online in 2008. In 2011, we jumped over to Rift. In 2012, we launched into Guild Wars 2. 2014, we found Elder Scrolls Online. 2019, we found Conqueror's Blade. 2019, we also launched the honorary chapter in Warhammer Classic for a member who had wanted us to join World of Warcraft since Dark Age of Camelot. Like, pretty much since it launched, this member had been wanting us to join World of Warcraft, and I kept saying no. But when she was diagnosed with cancer, we said yes. So we decided to go in with World of Warcraft Classics. She was there for the opening time and then passed away shortly thereafter. But that entire chapter was devoted towards Nona, one of our longest lasting members, one of the first 8 people that formed Gaiscioch with me in Dark Age of Camelot. So that's where that came from. And then New World joined us in 2021 with our latest chapter. Well, technically Conqueror's Blade became our latest chapter, but they started earlier. So it's confusing, I know. But that's how it went. Now, none of this would happen without these special people. These are our patrons. So let me tell you a little bit about our Patreon. Our Patreon pays for our bills. So we have things like our trademark that I had to renew this year. We have things like our web hosting and the prize vault. I put a little dividend on there too. Every month we're buying games to fill that prize vault with. We do things like, anytime that we have a game server that we're hosting for whatever length of time it is, that goes into this. All the miscellaneous bills, the software expenses, stuff like that, get paid for by our Patreons. They're the ones that help keep us afloat so that I don't have to work a second job to keep Gaiscioch running, which I used to do. For about 12 years, I did that, and it was miserable. But this is the way that we pay for it all. So, all right. So, Our eldership team. I have to say thank you to these guys. These guys keep me honest. Sometimes our members keep me honest too. I have to say that this past month, somebody called me out on something and said, "Hey, Fog, I didn't like how you said this. You know, this didn't really make me feel good." And then I really embraced that person and said, "You know what? This You're absolutely right. I shouldn't have done that." So when you're in a place of power, which I never expected to be a community leader, this isn't something I wanted to do. It's just I didn't like seeing people get walked on. So I stepped up to be a community leader, and I've been bumping along the way, trying to figure out the ropes and learn as I go. And the people I brought in to be my elders, they are first and foremost there to make sure that I stay on the road that we set forth and to try to go forward on that path. When I step off that road, which I occasionally do, they're like, "Hey, bro, get back on the road." I have a tendency to wander, and sometimes fall off cliffs. It's a thing. So these are the ones that help me run this community, help me move forward. So for Conqueror's Blade, I have Dawn, Izzy, and Pedro. They have been there all along. I have Carl, the cat in the background that just said hi. New World, I have Cariel, Seacurl, and Tip. They are helping me run the ship over there. Cariel is currently in charge of it while I'm rebuilding my computer so I can play New World again. Elder Scrolls Online, Akarian and Sir Henry Vale have been keeping the community happy over there for quite a while now. Guild Wars 2, we have Jillabud, Gmafog, Kitty, Micah, Namri, and Olgoop. And then my advisory board, these are people who are not currently playing a chapter with us, but they do still contribute to the community as a whole with Atram, Dargren, Smitty, Tybor, Chemical, Haggle, Soren, Varder, Kleinorton, Radiological, and Terrafer. So thank you for your contributions towards the community and keep me on the straight and narrow. All right. So these are our newest members of Gaiscioch. This year, this is our lineup of new members. So I want to extend a huge welcome to you all. If you are watching the stream for the first time out there, go ahead and say hi. We want you to know that you can come to me anytime and let me know what's up. If you got something going on, come talk to me. Eagle, I saw you in chat. You're on this list. Ducky, he's been with us for years, but he finally made the age where he can register and become an official member. He is running up that leaderboard. I am here for all of you guys, so please don't feel like you can't talk to me. I sit up in the general chat most days, and I'm just hanging out there. You're more than welcome to come chat. I am not opposed to chatting with every member in this community. I am a frontline leader. I like to be there and lead you through whatever challenges you face, whether they're in-game or in real life. Whatever it is, come talk to me. I'm happy to help you. All right, now we get some fun stuff. This is new. So, awards and achievements. This year, some of our annual Gaiscioch statistics to look at. We had 121 new members. We have 736 active members this year. We have 26 countries of those members. Member promotions, 131. Total games explored, 28. We had 1,300 events hosted, 254,053 events were claimed. Yeah, that's how much participation people earned. So that's quite a bit. For victory celebrated, we have 10,103 across all of our different communities. And then $1,778 were raised for the Children's Miracle Network this year during our Extra Life charity stream. It was a rough year. We had a whole lot of layoffs going around, so I do not fault anyone for that. We were happy that we even managed to get that much. So for the year that we've had, it was pretty good. All right. So, community achievements. Top event leadership. Foglata, myself, led, which I can kind of see how that happens. Micah, however, was right there on my heels with 89,427 leadership earned. Bowie from New World with 74,202. Darcy, Guild Wars 2, 30,495. And Sir Henry Vale, who plays a lot of games with us, 27,610. Over on the top event participant, Birdie led the pack with 47,006 total participation earned. CJ in second, Liston in third, Typira in fourth, and Malocation with that fifth place slot. Top game activity, Guild Wars 2 had 614 events. New World had 285 events. Conqueror's Blade with 93 events, Elder Scrolls with 57 events, and Palia with 32 events. The most attended event of the year was a Conqueror's Blade Territory War on October 10th. That was 20 attendees. In the second place slot, we had another Territory Wars on October 17th with 19 participants, November 11th with 18 participants, and October 3rd with 16 participants. Micah's Rags to Riches event brought in 16 participants on September 3rd. Top highest scoring events of all time, well, of this year, I should say. There was a Conan Exiles event by Sir Henry Vale, which brought in 785 events. I believe that was an 8-hour event. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. Micah's Rag to Riches event, 719 on April 9th. On July 30th, we had a Rags to Riches event with 681. October 8th with 645. And then a Gloria Victis Siege Warfare event for 601 back on February 15th. Looking at our promotions of this little quarter, we had Boris with getting a Guardian, Burial Soup, Ducky, Happy Mancer, Kaler, and Sudu all became Guardians this month. Over in the Veterans column, Alexander, Blackfire, Crystal, Fireseer, Gunhag, Janine, Casturi, I don't even know how to pronounce that one, Liston, Lothium, Lunaray, Mouse, Necrotella, Oni, Shailene, So Mercy, Cynthius, and Zorgoth, I think. All veterans. And then we have some members. These are people that have gotten past the first little tier and now can start posting events to claim. So thank you all that received those promotions. Next up, we're going to take a look at our popular adventures. Check this out.
Betray our people.
Alright, so Guild Wars 2. This is our big chapter right now. It is the most active out of the chapters. It launched in 2012. We are on the server Sanctum of Rawl. The server is actually named after one of our first ascended Gaisciochs, the Roger Oldwer Rawl himself. For those of you that knew him, he was a Warhammer Online player with us. He joined us from another community and was very, very passionate about Guild Wars 2. He was pretty much our main reporter that was keeping tabs on the game, telling us how the development went. He was the reason why we ended up getting into alpha testing. And he sadly passed away literally 2 weeks before we got our hands on the game for the first time. So we devoted our Guild Wars 2 chapter to his memory and his honor. And the game studio themselves, ArenaNet, decided to name a server after him. So we didn't even ask him for that, but they did that. They also added an NPC in the Black Citadel that tells his story. Pretty cool. We ran 5 seasons of the Great Tyrian Adventure public community event there. It is our most active chapter for 10 straight years. We have written extensive guides and articles for the game over on the Gaiscioch magazine site. We served as alpha and beta testers for Guild Wars 2. We have a fully upgraded guild hall, not only once, twice, 3 times. We actually have 5 guild halls that have the full slot of World v. World buffs. Yeah, 5. That's crazy. We also host regular new player events. Both myself and Gma Fog host events that are pretty much open to all players. Next up, a little bit of the statistics that make Guild Wars 2 go round. We have 38 new members. We have 549 active members. Total events hosted this year was 582. Total victories celebrated was 6,010. Total PvE events, 110. Total PvP events, 78. Total dungeon events, 79. Raid events, 12. Guild missions events, 81. And total timed events, these are kind of pickup events that we run from here to here, 222. Now let's take a look back at Guild Wars 2 in 2023. In February, we saw the What Lies Beneath, kind of a two-part thing. I believe it was February and March. It released different parts of it. We saw the eastern part of Gaiscioch Delve Zone, the Lux and Hunter weapons, variety or a variant of the third generation of the legendary weapon named after Suwon. The deep research, western part of the Gaiscioch Zone. And then we had the energized Luxon Hunter's weapon and special ops armor. New adventures, including the Swift Skiff time trials, the Siege Stampedes, and the Jadebot rallies, all came in that February and March kind of dual release there. In June, we had the Interlude Forward, which was a conclusion of the Elder Dragon saga, the Silent Surf Fractal, and the Manifest weapons. In August, we saw the Secrets of the Obscure launch, which gave us the Horns of Maguma region, the Skywatch Archipelago, the Amnitus? I'm still not sure how to pronounce them. Somebody's going to have to teach me this. And the Wizard Tower Lobby. We got 2 strike missions. The Wizard Vault reward system. That is a really cool way of doing the dailies now. Or weeklies. It's a cool system. Weapon Master Training. New way to unlock the Sky Scale mount. And then we have the Rift Hunting, which has been a really hot ticket item with the community. We've been doing a lot of Rift Hunting lately. The Heart of the Obscure Research and Astral Ward Masteries. The Relic Upgrade component split off from Runes. And then we had the Astral Ward and Rift Hunter Armor. The Secrets of the Obscure Weapons. All good stuff. Then in November, we saw Through the Veil, which you were able to go into the rifts. So those are called convergences, I believe. And there's a new armor set. We have a new strike mission and challenge mode. I believe ScriptGo there has been running those. And then what do we have on the horizon? Well, the road ahead is pretty much first quarter update number 2. We're going to see the story continue, final map extended, the Temple of Phoebe challenge mode, the new weapon proficiency for each weapon profession. So yeah, Mesmer, I believe, is getting a rifle. Yay, another ranged weapon for the Mesmer. Mastery updates, Wizard Vault seasonal refresh, Obsidian legendary armor tier 1, the legendary relic, and then new legendary enemies. In the second quarter, we'll see update number 3 with the story conclusion, the final map completed, the fractal challenge mode, mastery updates, Wizard Vault seasonal refresh, the Obsidian legendary armor tier 2, additional expansion relics, and new legendary enemies. Then in the third quarter and beyond, we should see the next chapter announcement sometime around July. The next chapter will most likely launch in August. That is typically the release window that they like to release on. October is going to be the 18th year birthday bash festivities. So look around October 18th. That'll be where the 18th year festivities begin. And then the new chapter update number 1 will probably hit sometime in December. Now these are all forecasts based on previous launches. None of these dates are for sure, so be sure to tune into their social channels to be on the up and up on what's going on. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next chapter.
I will never forget that moment when the sun fell and the sky went black. We will not fade in times of betrayal and strife. The brave must take up the sword, even if we should fall into darkness. We will do what we must. Great knights of the realm never forsake their vows. I believe that every age has its heroes, and a new legend will be born.
Alright, Conqueror's Blade has been one of our quickest growing chapters. We launched into it originally when it first launched back in 2018. I had tested it back in 2018. I got my hands on it and instantly fell in love with the game. It is a rush of adrenaline. It is highly fast-paced, action-oriented. If you're not a twitchy person, you might not enjoy it. But it does have some real pull to those people like myself that really fell in love with the Dark Age of Camelot and Warhammer Online. Those Siege Warfare games were something to be seen, and this kind of took it to the whole next level. We are 2 guilds right now, Gaiscioch and Gaiscioch Dub. We are the Hibernia Alliance. We also have our alliance mate Odin with us, who has been following us around since pretty much season 7, 6, somewhere in there. We are on the server Eagle Range, which is the North American server. We are also one of the official content creators for Conqueror's Blade. We have been named a new player ambassador by Conqueror's Blade. We host the weekly or the twice a week War Report news program. And we are the only house to own land all 17 seasons. We've never been shut out completely. We really take pride in ending the season with at least something. And we've done good. We've done really good for ourselves. Looking at the statistics for the year, we have 60 new members to the Conqueror's Blade crew. Active membership is 143. Those are registered members on our website. Total events hosted is 92. Total victories celebrated 391. Total PvE events 7. Total PvP events 10. Total timed events 74. Most of the time we just go timed event, even though some of those were PvP, some of them were PvE, but timed is easier. Alright, so looking at this year of Conqueror's Blade, we saw Season 14 Scorpio, where we got the Genghis, the Camel Lancers, and the Hashashins. We saw the Ancient Persia theme. We gained the Chain Dart and Scimitar weapon and Doctrinal Alchemy. For our accomplishments, we built up the Central Borderlands. If you were there, you know we got pretty much steamrolled at the end by a bunch of people. It was quite fantastic, but we ended up ending up in 4th place with 2 towns and 2 villages, or 2,100 prestige. Let that sink in. We were 4th place with 2,100 prestige. That's how bad off the world was that season. Alright, so Season 15 Eternal. The new units were the Wuxing Pikemen, the Crescent Monks, and the Yanyudo Cavalrymen. It was an ancient Chinese theme. We saw the new features of the Artificer's Forge and the Divine Crow enter the battlefield. We also saw the merger between Cloudwing Valley, which was NA West, and Eagle Range, NA East. They all formed the North American server. And then for our seasonal accomplishments, we built up to the northwest corner of the Borderlands. We ended up upgrading Akator to rank 8, which was pretty much the highest it's ever been. We upgraded Pekora to a record-breaking level 6. Over in Season 16, Sengoku, we saw the Ronin, Onimusha, and Orochi Samurai units. We were celebrating a feudal Japan season finally. The new unit, or the new feature, was the Unit Mastery, which has come into play and has definitely made some changes to the game. Makes those lower level units, the greens, the blues, and the purples, much more effective against the gold units. Accomplishment wise, Gaiscioch battled the cohorts in the Northwest Australia all season long. That was like endless wars against those cohorts. We ended up in 9th place with 6 villages worth 1,550 prestige. The season was actually focused on rebuilding resources and funds, so it was pretty surprising that we ended up in the top 10 when we weren't even trying to get a town. Season 17, Nightfall, that was a rough season. We got the Shoesdinger, the Kriegsbruder, and the Zweihander. It all started off well for the Teutonic Order season, but it ended in a great big ball of fire. The good news is now that we have the season 17 experience in our rear view, that is going to be the benchmark that we judge every season from here on out, and it's going to be really hard for them to do that bad again. So, it's good. We secured the lower borderlands. We upgraded 3 towns to level 7 during the season. We filled both houses, and now each house has a waiting list to get in. We are 7th place with 7 villages, 2 towns, and 4,940 prestige. That all led up into this season. What we're looking at for the 2024 outlook, right now our current season is Avalon, season 18. It is Arthurian legend themed. We have the Caradox Cavalrymen, the Percival Royal Guards, and the Queen's Knights. We are in the Borderlands. This season you have Borderlands, Meliang, and Osteria all available to conquer. And our community is going to be cruising in the South Borderlands, doing what we did last season, seeing if we can hold the line a little better this season. And then the road ahead, season 19 is going to hit sometime around March 2024. The 5th anniversary of Conqueror's Blade will be May 30th, 2024, so it'll be interesting to see what goes down around there. Season 20 should hit in June of 2024, and then season 21 will be September of 2024. All right, so let's see what else we have coming up.
Eternum is home to endless secrets. But there is something buried in its core. Something dark. Something cold. Frost will cast its shadow.
All right, so New World has been a fun little game that we've been playing since 2021. We are on the Marama server, NA East. We are on the Marauders faction. Our focus is casual PvE, expeditions, trials, and outpost rush. We were the first owners of First Light on Folius. 2 weeks later, they merged us. We ended up being one of the owners on Sharia, and then they merged us. And then we went and were one of the owners on Oceania, and they merged us. After being merged so many times, we decided to stop trying to get the bloody city. Eventually, they would take away First Light altogether and turn it into a new zone. So, this was the first adventure that we've ever had in Gaiscioch that actually went from adventure to chapter. It literally grew to the point where it warranted calling it a chapter. So it's been quite a fun endeavor. A lot of us still play it. I had some problems with the most recent expansion that prevented me from playing it, but I went out and I spent a lot of money building my own custom rig that should support it. If it doesn't, I'm going to cry a lot. But it should support it, so I'm going to look forward to jumping back in there here later this month. Should be a lot of fun. All right, so looking at the community statistics for the year, we have 20 new members, 89 active members, 278 events hosted, 827 victories celebrated, 10 PvE events, 5 PvP events, 150 dungeon events, and 113 timed events. Looking at the year that was 2023 of New World, we had Fellowship and Fire, which was Season 1 in April, introduced the Battle Pass, gear set storage, gear optimization, the Firestorm Heart Rune, and the new expedition, the Empyrean Forge. In Season 2, which came in July, Blood of the Sands, we saw the Transmog system, a 20-player elite trial, which was the Arena of Nishish. I don't know, Nasheen? I guess so. 10-player trial, which was the Hatchery, the Devourer Heart Rune, PvP reward track revamp, and then raid groups came into the game. In October, we saw the Rise of the Angry Heirs, which was the first expansion to the game. Brought in mounts, the new progression system, artifacts, new weapons, the flail, new zone, the Elysian Wilds, which was a revamped, reborn, revisioned First Light, new expedition, the Savage Divide, Primal Fury Heart Rune, Season 3, and new influence races, which is a PvP kind of fight for an area type of thing. Eternal Frost. In December, we saw the new expedition, Gaiscioch, new artifacts, and coming soon, they're working on it, the cross-world expeditions and LFG improvements. So that's kind of what 2023 looked like. They don't really tell us a whole lot about what to expect in 2024 yet. I'm guessing in the next few weeks they might give us a little roadmap of what to expect in 2024. If not, definitely check out in January or February. They're supposed to be having a big live stream where they kind of debut their plans. All right, so what's next?
What happens when you come into my home uninvited?
All right, Elder Scrolls Online was our 5th chapter? I think, yeah, 5th chapter that opened in 2014. We were alpha testers, beta testers, focus group testers. They actually flew me out there for a focus group in the early stages of development before they even announced that it was in progress. It was quite an experience. We launched our first public community event in 2018 called Chronicles of Tamriel. Went over fairly well. We are in the Ebonheart faction, although you can play in any faction and still join the community. Our guild name is Gaiscioch. We play on the PC Mac version. We are a small, tight-knit community focused on dungeons and trials for the most part. Taking a look at our stats. There you go. We had 16 new members this year. Active members is 106. Events hosted, 55. Total victories celebrated, 333. What a lucky number. PvE, 4. We had dungeon events of 37 and timed events, 14. Looking at what took place over 2023, the Scribes of Fate DLC dropped in March. That gave us 2 new dungeons, the Ball Center and Sheaver's Hall. We got 8 new item sets, new collectible furnishings and dyes, new achievements and titles, new house furnishings and house guests. We got the chapter prologue quest, screen narration, 3 new rewards for the worthy item sets, and then housing quality of life improvements. In June, the newest expansion dropped called Necrom, where we got the Arcanist class. We were able to explore the Telvanni Peninsula. I don't even know how to say that word, but sorry guys, I'm not a linguist. We got some new companions, 2 of them in fact. New Trial, Sanity's Edge. New World Event, Bastion's Mimic. And then new rewards, the Forbidden Boons and the Herminius Mora. And the August update, we saw update 39 to the base game. This was available to everybody. We got quest and content improvements for new players, new Cyrodiil monster masks, new PvP face and body markings, new PvP death notifications. We got item set sourcing standardization. Stack of similar items can now all be stacked together, so you don't have to carry around 6 different stacks of the same thing. Unifying unsellable items. New furnishings and master vendor offerings. Place furnishing from inventory, so you can now drop stuff directly out of your inventory, which is pretty cool. And then new Endeavor activity types. In October, we saw the Infinite Archive, which I was able to play during the Extra Life event with Izzy. It's pretty fun. You basically go into it, and you try to get as far as you can. Eventually, you're going to wipe. That's okay. Go back in and try it again. You get further. It's a new activity. There is no end to it. You get class-specific item sets, new group finder, Grandmaster crafting stations, new Tales of Tribute decks for the Harmonious Mora, and then jewelry crafting rebalance, improved rewards for Fighters Guild, Mage Guild, and Undaunted daily quests, new home and furnishing, and then new achievements. That's pretty much what we have for our chapters. Now we do have a couple adventures that I wanted to share with you that are up and over that 10 active players currently. So here's some other things that we're playing. Alright, you're probably wondering, what the hell was that? Well, this is a little game called Blood of Steel. It is a game that released literally like 7 years ago. And thanks to the problems that we were facing in Conqueror's Blade, I got a little rambunctious and decided to go poke my head in and see what it was all about. Little did I know that it's actually 3 games in one. It is free to play. We now play on the North American server. The mode that we're playing right now is the open world, which is kind of the RTS mode, which is what you saw in the trailer there. You get to build up your own little private base. You get all kinds of cool stuff. You can then siege territories. Tonight we're actually sieging a really big territory that sets us up to take the capital city. So right now we have 2 citadels, 8 towns, 13 villages. We have 24 active Gaisciochs playing with us, 12 of which have, or 14 of which have actually registered to our site. We have 12 new members that joined our community from Blood of Steel, believe it or not. We have 10 event hosted so far, 13 victories celebrated, and 10 timed events. So far, we are the second place alliance. which is only going to be that way for another week. We are passing the first place team this next week. It'll take us probably 4 or 5 more days, and we'll be ahead of them. We have the top ranked player, Foglata, myself. We have the top beast with Critus, top metal star with Happy Mancer, and the top Babel Tower, which is an endless tower that you continue to fight through. Critus is actually second place right now. So a lot of stuff going on over there. Definitely check it out if you're interested. It is free. You have no risk. There are 3 games in one. No kidding. There is like a competitive mode that is standalone competitive mode. You have your open world mode, which plays like an RTS game, which is standalone. Nothing translate to one another. And then you have a campaign mode, which is kind of like a hybrid in between. So each of those modes work independently of one another. And we are over in the open world mode this season. Not sure if we'll be in the open world next season. We might decide to do competitive next season. We'll see. All right, so what else do we have?
Misty Mountains, Middle-earth, the 4th age of this world. Concerning dwarves. Dwarves have delved under the mountains since the 1st age, mining, smithing, and carving our homes. It has been remarked by some that a dwarf's only real passion is for battle and treasure. A rather unfair, I'd say elven observation, as we also hold our food and ale dear.
All that is gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost.
Our reputations as master artisans precede us, as does our combat prowess. But where our hearts truly lie is in one another's company. For all dwarves share deep bonds of fellowship. Now, in this new age, it is time we dwarves return to Moria.
All right, Return to Moria has been a game that has grabbed a few of us. We've been playing every Sunday morning at 11 a.m. We've pretty much consistently had 7 dwarves of Gaiscioch playing together. We play pretty much weekly, except this week. This week I was too busy on this live stream here, so I wasn't able to do it. But I'll be back next Sunday. We're going to be getting pretty close to the end of our campaign there. I mean, we're cruising right through it. I don't think it'll be long before we're at the main boss. You can join us in Discord, get involved. Many of our players are totally willing to jump into games with you and go play. Have a whole lot of us that will go out and play our own games and then meet up on Sunday and bring everything that we got from those matches into our community match and help build up our bases and stuff. I host the game every Sunday, so you'll have to wait for me to give you the code. You can join in on that. Otherwise, you can join up with other members and play any old time you want. All right, so we had 13 new members come through Return to Moria, 35 active members. We have 6 events hosted for this game, 18 victories celebrated, and 6 timed events. All right, so looking at our other adventures, these are our war bands. These are the games that have 2 to 10 players playing. Paelia, Darktide, Conan Exiles, Valheim, Final Fantasy 14, Deep Rock Galactic, Diablo 4, Lord of the Rings Online, and Guild Wars. Alright, so now it is time that I really have been looking forward to showing you guys this. This is where we're going in 2024. So you've seen where we've been this year. You've seen where we've been in the past. Now you're going to see what's next for Gaiscioch in 2024. Any ideas? Let's see some guesses. Come on, let's get some guesses out there. What do you guys think? Where do you think we're going? I'm guessing you can name at least 1, if not 2. Yeah. No Albion Online, sorry. I alphaed that. I baited that. That was enough for me. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and show it. that was a little bit of the overview of the world of Throne and Liberty. This is going to be our next big adventure. I can tell you right now, everything I've seen, the way that they have this game set up, the different systems that they have, it's definitely going to be something. So I can tell you guys that we will be rolling this pretty hard. It's built with large communities in mind. It is one of the only MMORPGs in development right now that really embraces the massively multiplayer online role-playing game. All the others, their idea of big is guilds with 20 people, guilds with 60 people. You know, if we're lucky, guilds with 100 people. They all kind of have limitations that really kind of put things out of the massively genre, more into the competitive, cooperative genre. It is going to be a diverse PvE, PvP, and PvPvE system. So there will be a wide variety of content that you can partake in. It is massively rewarding for communities. This game, the way it is built together, is the more that you play together, the more things that you do, the more your guild benefits. A lot of this game reminds me of Warhammer Online, Dark Age of Camelot, and Rift, with a modern engine look and feel. It is currently, I believe, a free-to-play MMORPG. I don't know if Amazon's going to sell it or not. I will change that if they do. The release date is 2024. It's being developed by NCSoft, who you all know from Aeon, Lineage, pretty much all the Lineages, and Guild Wars 2, in fact. The publisher is Amazon Game Studios. The control style is tab-targeted action combat. So you'll be able to use your tab targeting like you did in Rift. Now, first up, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. A lot of people have heard a lot of misconceptions on what the PvP is in this game. How does the PvP work? Am I going to be griefed? That is the big question that has stopped us from going into a lot of games, including one of the things that have sidelined Ashes of Creation from really being a major chapter contender is whether or not people are going to be griefed or not. So, in the open world, PvP can happen. Now, what happens is if you open up your schedule, your little timeline, you can see when certain regions are going to become contested. When they are contested, that means that the Rift Stones and the Boon Stones become available for fighting over. You also get the Field Boss and the Arc Bosses occasionally. So the Rift Stones are basically control points that when your guild takes it over, you then have exclusive access to a Field Boss raid that you can activate once a day. So your guild can jump in there and go win this boss. Now the cool thing about taking down this boss is the entire guild gets rewards when your guild kills it. So you can open it up, like our PvPers could go in there, take over this little region, take over this Riftstone, and then we can send in our raid team, who's like exclusive PvEers, we can smash face like nobody's business, and they can kill the field boss. Everybody gets rewards. So it's pretty cool. Now the boon system reminds me of the towers in New World or the ward stones in Rift. You basically fight over a little area to gain the boon. That boon then gives you bonus rewards. Field bosses are regional PvPvE events, which spawn on a timer. They all have schedules, kind of like Guild Wars 2 world bosses do, except these ones are designed to attract all the PvP activity onto them. Whichever guild gets the most DPS on that boss gets the rewards. Arc bosses only spawn once a week and are basically the same deal, except way more epic, way more beefcakes, and a ton of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Then there is the siege event that takes place at Stoneguard Castle. That is twice a week, and guilds can own it and gain lots of rewards. So there's the defending guilds, there's the assaulting guilds. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to check that out. Now, you're wondering, well, what's to do in the PvE land? Well, the PvE side of this game is huge. There's tons and tons and tons of stuff. When that zone that is open for PvP is not open for PvP, which is literally like 23 hours of the day, there's tons of PvE activities in that area. So you have guild raids. These are instance versions of the field bosses that you can take on daily. You have guild contracts, which are basically a wide array of tasks or tasks that you can get from the contract screen, and then your guild can go out there and do them. You got secret dungeons, which are solo dungeons that you can find and get loot from. Adventure Codex, which is kind of like your main storyline. You go through it. You can do all the different narrative stuff. Dynamic events happen just like they do in meta events in Guild Wars 2. Skill book crafting. You collect resources to craft up your skill books. You can find these resources in all different kinds of places. Then you got your contests, which are like PvP without the PvP. So you got like if you ever played Warhammer Online and you had the player quest, remember how you used to compete against everybody else to do the best in these events so that you can be the #1 slot? Well, guess what? When you do that and you compete in these contests and you win these contests, everybody in your guild gets a reward. So yeah, it's it's pretty cool. They have a system where it rewards your guild every time you do something awesome. So if you team up with a bunch of awesome people, you're going to be getting tons of loot by your friends doing something awesome. And then you got your contracts, which you pick up essentially the different far corners of the world, go complete tasks. Now these are just some of the PvE activities. There's tons of them, tons and tons and tons of them. So don't feel like this game's all PvP. Like literally the PvP is a small portion of this that rotates different regions every day. And the PvE side of it is actually the beefcake side of this thing. Now even bigger than the PvE side is the guild system. Now I've been watching a lot of guild dives and looking at the guild system. It starts you off with 50 players, and then as you level up you gain more slots. I believe I saw somewhere mentioned that 200 was the max. If that's the case, great. If it's 100, great. We'll work with it. So we'll basically be creating probably 2 guilds in this game, maybe 3. We'll see how much the demand is, and then leveling those up as we go. You get guild rewards by completing contracts, completing guild raids, individually ranking during events, dynamic event ranking as a guild. You have guild skills that you'll begin to unlock as you level up. Guild contracts, the entire guild could work to complete them. Then you have occupation, which is the territory that your guild owns. You have a kill record, which I thought was a really unique feature. So say you're out there in the world, and this Jarbo is killing you all. And every time Jarbo kills you, he ends up showing up in these kill records, and he shows up in a leaderboard of this guy's killed your members the most. Well, you can basically take out a hit on Jarbo, and then whoever kills him gets rewards. Yeah, it is pretty interesting. So it basically keeps track of the people that are killing you the most, and allows you to go off and kill those. Then you have your guild store, which you can buy stuff, buy everything that you do in the guild. Like when you complete tasks, when you complete missions, you start earning guild currency. When you donate stuff, you get guild currency that you can spend in the guild store. And then alliances, you can have up to 3 alliances, 10 hostile guilds, 10 watch guilds. So we'll have, our 3 Gaisciochs plus probably HOL joining us in that alliance to basically form the 4-person alliance. So yeah. So Axiom, nothing I see here is from a beta. I am not in the beta. I don't have access to the beta. All I see, all I put in here is stuff that I've researched and put in based on my own research from things that are publicly available. So just dig and you can find the same stuff I did. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the last little thing here. You can get involved in our community by going to gaiscioch.info/g/TL. We are going to be putting together an alliance possibly with about 300 members. We're going to be hitting it pretty hard. Yeah, it is released in Korea. I'm getting a lot of information from other streamers that are playing on the Korean version. As Amazon gets near launch, I'll have more information based on the US version, which will be more important. But right now, I've got to start setting up all the foundations for where we're going to go when this thing does hit in North America. So we will be hitting it hard. It'll definitely be a thing, and I look forward to sharing some experiences with all of you. All right, so let's see what we got next. All right, Terraceland is another game that we've been watching for a little while here, kind of cautiously. I mean, it does seem like a pretty blatant WoW clone, but there is a lot of interesting things that they're doing with it that is different from WoW. Now, it is developed by Level Infinite, which is a company out of Singapore. It is not Chinese, it is from Singapore. It is basically a subsidiary of Tencent Games. Tencent Games ended up buying the company that Level Infinite was before they were Level Infinite, rebranded them as Level Infinite, which now you know them from a few games that we're going to be looking at. And then it is going to be cross-platform between Windows, iOS, and Android. So it is going to be interesting to keep on watching. I'm not 100% sold that this is going to be something that we could really be big into, but it does seem to have the makings of a pretty good game. So we're going to keep an eye on it. It is supposed to be releasing here sometime this year. Don't know when exactly, but we've had a few of our people in the second beta and also in the first beta. I got invited to the first beta, not the second beta, but the first beta unfortunately filled up before I could log in. That was kind of a weird thing, but they are very receptive to feedback, and that's something that I really look for in a developer. Is a lot of the feedback from the first beta, they went back to the drawing board, fixed. Second beta came out, a lot of feedback came out, and they've already announced that they're getting rid of the gender lock that they had in second beta, because a lot of people hated that, which is going to delay the release a little bit, because they have to do the models for all the various skins for both male and female now. But it is still on slate to be released this year. If you'd like to follow the game with us, please go on over to gaiscioch.info/g/terrace. And I look forward to exploring this one with you when it finally does drop. So our next game, I don't have a trailer that's under 7 minutes. The shortest trailer I could find was 7 minutes. I'm not showing you a 7-minute trailer. So, the Kinfall. This is a unique game. So let me tell you a little bit about this company. Varric Technologies is a company that's basically, they're known for their use of AI. They've used AI in the past. The original concept behind the Kinfall, I believe, I forget what the name was. I think it was Karos or something like that. But there was one guy who knew AI, and he basically sat down and created a prototype game that he then turned into kind of a way to make money into getting funding for the Kinfall. And he basically used AI to build out this game, show a proof of concept, and people actually enjoyed playing this game. Like, it was released free. He never took any money for anything. And he released it. People loved it. People wanted to play it. He pitched it to a few venture capitalists, and they're like, here's a bunch of money. Go make us a game using the same technology. He then opened a studio in Istanbul and has, I believe, 53 employees at this point. They're leveraging AI technology to build out this MMO. And literally in 2 years, they have a working game that is going to be released on January 30th, 2024. 2 years after they started working on it. It is, if it succeeds, this will literally turn the MMO studio concept that you got to be working on a game for 20 years before we release it. That is going to be flipped over on its head real quick. So games like Ashes of Creation and Camelot Unchained, Star Citizen, if this game succeeds where those ones have failed in 2 years with a team of 52 people, that'd be quite a thing. Now that said, they're planning on a full release, January 30th, 2024. They have no beta, no alpha, nobody's played this game before. We have no idea what we're actually getting. They have a really kind of well-made wiki, but there isn't really that much actual factual information to be seen. There's no actual trailer that's under 7 minutes. There's like long gameplay videos. So it's a lot of question marks right now. So we are going to take a look at it. Come January 30th, 2024, I will live stream it for you and let you know what it's like. I'm going to get it just because I'm curious to see how AI does at making MMOs. But it should be really interesting to see. It could be a totally new revolution. This could be a great thing for all of us. It could be just another dumpster fire. We don't know. We're going to check it out, though, and I will make sure to relay to you if it's worth picking up and playing. So definitely look forward to seeing it. I'm rooting for them. I love small teams that go out there and get creative and do something totally ambitious. So I'm hooked. We'll see what it's like. I'm hoping that's really good. All right, so let's take a look at the next one.
A dangerous fog corrupts the land. You are Flameborn, the last ember of hope to push back the Shroud. Like all heroic Flameborn, you will use your deadly sword skills to slay your enemies. That is not a sword. Okay, that's not a sword either.
Oh, come on, you can't just punch everything.
Well, however you decide to fight, Flameborn confront danger head on. Wait, why are you sneaking around? I said head on. Okay, fine. Do it your way. But undoubtedly, all Flameborn are masters of building epic castles to show it. Oh, where's the castle? You're meant to be building an epic castle, not a hole in the ground. Although, that is nice. Okay, so you can build whatever you like. Where was I? Yes, Flameborn are explorers who glide over land and sea. Okay, then Flameborn are explorers who grapple over land and sea. Ah, now you're gliding. I see. Okay, you're just doing whatever you want. Where are you going? No, not into the Shroud. No way! You're not ready for this, boss. He'll squash you. But what's going on here? There's more of you now? Oh, so you're teaming up. I see. You're all against me. Fine. Play however you want. It's your game.
Alright, now this one I've been watching for quite a while. It is a 16-player cooperative game. I believe they're going to have private servers, and if they do have private servers, I will be leasing one for the community. So Gaiscioch will have a server. It's developed by King Games over in Germany. It is for PC. It is releasing on January 24th, 2024, and I will update you when and where that server will be. Pedro can vouch for me here. The demo that they released during the Gamescom was phenomenal. Like the demo was great. If you enjoy survival games to the point of I like to go out and fight things and hunt and do things, not just punch a tree to death, this is your game. This game has a great balance between tree punching and actually fighting and doing things and adventuring and exploring and swimming and flying and all kinds of things. So there's a lot more exploration in this game, a lot more story kind of actions, less of you're just sitting there monotonously punching a tree until it dies. So it's, yeah, we're probably going to finish off the dwarfing by the 23rd and then move over to Enshrouded. That is probably the likely scenario here. So definitely check out that. I will be live streaming our little escapades into Enshrouded. It should be a lot of fun. I look forward to sharing it with you guys. And then that brings us around to our last game of the evening.
For you, the year is 1889. The world as you know it teeters on the brink. The magical network of portals has collapsed. Your people are cast asunder beyond the frontiers of your reality. Realms alive with monstrous beasts, eldritch creatures and dangers of which you cannot conceive. You must gather your wits, craft whatsoever you require, and build a life in the realms. Uncover the secrets of realm cards and venture deeper into the unknown. Your path forward is winding and full of terrors. Save yourself. Survive the realms. And rebuild all that has been lost.
Now, Nightingale has been on our radar for quite some time since it debuted back at E3, way back in the day. Its release date is February 22nd, 2024. It is a 6-player cooperative adventure. Unfortunately, I haven't seen that they're doing private servers. Originally, I thought they were going to do private servers, and I was thinking of getting us a server for that too. As of right now, it seems like it's more of a organic kind of game system where you add people to your friends list, and then you can hot drop into the worlds and help them out and do things. What is cool is that it's a shared loot in the world. So like if you go hunting with friends, like everyone has their actual individual loots. But everything that you do is together. So like if I have a quest to go do something and we go do it, I can actually complete my quest line in your game, or you can complete your quest line in my game. It's not like most games where you join somebody else's world and you're playing in their world as like a side character. You actually bring your character in there and you can complete the stuff that you're working on while you're playing with your friends. So that's really cool. It's made by Inflection Games out of Canada. It is for PC. We are going to be playing this one. I'm not sure how big it's going to be with the 6-player limit. That's not a whole lot of people to join together. But we shall see. There are some other big question marks, like how does the public world work? You know, you can create a world and make it public. I'm not sure how. I don't even know. So we're going to have to get hands-on and see how it all plays out. There's a lot of question marks surrounding the game, so we're definitely going to take a look at it. It was originally supposed to be an MMO, and then they were like, no, it's going to be a cooperative game that you're going to be able to host servers. And then it was like, no, it's going to be a 6-player cooperative game. They're going to be able to join your friends. So I don't know what it's going to be when it finally releases, but I'm really kind of looking forward to checking it out. I like the art style of the game. It seems like it's going to have a whole lot of things to explore and a lot of fighting, and I like the fighting bits. The punching tree is not so much, but the fighting definitely. So we're going to check that out. Now, these aren't the only games we're looking at. These are some of the other ones that are upcoming. Already, I can tell you right now that Dune Awakening is going to be holding betas here soon. So if you haven't done so already, head over to the Dune Awakening site, sign up for that beta. That's going to be a big deal when it finally comes out. PAX Day, we were able to test the beta here recently. It was pretty interesting. We sent in a lot of feedback for it, but that one's going to probably release in 2024 as well. Blue Protocol is supposed to release in 2024. It was supposed to release in 2023. Don't know how many people are interested in that or if it's going to be a thing or not, but we are going to keep an eye on it and see if people want to play it together. First Descendant is certainly going to be a thing that we play. It's kind of a lot like The Division. So we'll see how that plays out. Didn't see a guild system in-game yet, but I suspect there's going to be one in for the next test. So we'll see where that ends up. That should also release in 2024. Then we have Ashfall, which we were able to test. It was quite fun, actually. And when that comes out, we'll definitely set up a Gaiscioch and see how many people want to play that. That would probably hit around 2024 as well. Aaron, Book of Heroes has gone silent, so I don't know if they're still working on it or what. But that was a really, if you haven't looked that game up on Steam, check it out. It has a really cool art style. You can download and play the demo now, and the music is amazing in it. So if that comes out sooner or later, that is an 8-player cooperative game. Should be a lot of fun. And then Into the Echo, we've seen tidbits. They got like a whole story game out right now. It's kind of like an adventure game. We can learn the story of Into the Echo. That could be a lot of fun when and if it comes out. So, and then Soulframe, we should see some more stuff coming up next year. Here's some more things about it. Ashes of Creation, Calendar Unchained, Pantheon, all have been just doing what they do. I haven't really gotten anything new, no release dates, no nothing. It's just continuing the same story that they've had for the years. So I don't know. And then Havenhold, we've been helping out with that one. Probably have another test here in probably a month or two. And we'll see where we go by that. And then Arcade 2, this is an interesting development. They decided that this is going to be a PvE focused game. So where Arcade 1 was PvP, Arcade 2 is going to be PvE. So anyone that they didn't burn already in Arcade 1, it probably got burned when they heard that announcement, because a lot of those players really like the PvP. And now Arcade 2 is going to be exclusively PvE. So that's going to be interesting. But, you know, we're going to follow it. We're going to follow along with that because we got a whole lot of people that like playing PvE. So maybe Arcade 2 will be more our style. Who knows? In any case, let's go ahead and move on to the poll. And while we do this, while you guys pull up that browser, I'm going to go ahead and roll for our first game giveaway. Congratulations to Esmina. I will shoot you over the link and you can choose a game from the vault. We'll do another raffle here right after the poll. But let's go ahead and get you on over there. Head on over to the poll. You can scan it on your phone if you like. Use a little barcode scanner. Or you can go to http://etc.ch/DC And let's see. You guys ready? I think I got some fun questions for you all this time. Alright, let's start things off. Which was your first chapter in Gaiscioch? Let's see where y'all started. We got some old schools, some new schools. Yep. Hey, we got some Camelots. Sweet. Happy to see some Camelots here. I'm surprised. So many rifts. Like that's not as many rifts as I thought there was gonna be. I think all my rift people are sleeping. Must be nap time. I mean, we had 2,500 active members at one point in Rift. There's got to be a few more of you Rifters out there. There we go. We found another Rift. All right. Let's see here. We got 34 people in stream, and we have 19 votes. All right. I think that's about as where it's going to sit. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the next question. How long have you been with Gaiscioch? This will be a fun one. And yes, we have been around 20 plus years. It's scary to say that, but it is the truth. All right, we have some long timers. Nice. Ooh, we got a 20. There we go. All right, so far 5 to 15 years seems like the target range. We got quite a few 10 to 15 years. Yep, there we go. A couple more 15 to 20s. All right. All right, that looks like about it. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Which games are you currently playing with us? These are the big games that we have 10 plus people playing. How is this even a thing? How is Blood of Steel our top one? Come on, guys. Guild Wars 2, what are you doing? You all sleeping? There we go. I was going to say, come on. You're really telling me Blood of Steel is our most played? I mean, we got a lot of people playing. I think we're a good probably 70% of the population in that game. But that couldn't be. There we go. Okay, so Guild Wars 2, New World, Blood of Steel. In representing today, we got Conqueror's Blade and Elder Scrolls Online in the list there. Return to Moria sitting at 11.4%. A lot of our members are shared across all of these games, so it's quite enjoyable. But that was quite fascinating. All right, so which games are you planning on playing with us in 2024? Let me know which ones excite you the most here. Yeah, Tarisland is not surprising. I didn't expect that to be a very high number. But, you know, I think a few of us are curious MMO players that will play anything until it proves us wrong. But, yeah, there we go. We got our 19 people. 40% say Throne of Liberty. Ooh, we even got a 20th person. There we go. Enshrouded has 25%, Nightingale with 22%. The Kinfall and Tarisland are both tied at 5.6%. Those are my people right there, the people that are willing to explore any old thing if it means a chance of an epic adventure. we gotta explore it and know for sure if it's worth playing or if it's worth throwing in the waste bin. All right, so down the road ahead, let's see, which game do you plan to play with us in the road ahead? This one I didn't flip to percentages, so you're gonna see actual numbers here. No surprise there. All right, so we got Ashes of Creation, we got a couple others. 5 Dune Awakenings. I suspect Dune Awakening is going to be a big deal when it finally releases. That, especially with the TV series or the movies coming out, those Dune movies are so well made. I even like the old Dune movie. If you ever read the book, I know some people love that book. I will admit I got the cliff notes for the book. I didn't actually read it. Sorry, teachers in high school. I don't read much. Alright, so Dune Awakening with 8 people. First Descendant with 3, Ashes of Creation with 4, and Other with 5. There is a lot of really good games on the horizon, a whole lot of them, and we're going to be exploring pretty much most of them. It's just a matter of who you want to play with. You know, go out there and make some epic memories. Honestly, PAX Day has a lot of work to do between where it was when we first played it here and where it needs to be. We sent in a metric ton of feedback. So hopefully they take to that feedback and they make some changes that will put it in a more positive light. Overall, I think they got a good system, like good foundation. They just need to adapt a little bit more and smooth some things out. All right, so let's take a look at this one. All right, what did you think of the new format? I mean, I did not go into every game that we're looking forward to. I just went over the ones that have a release date right now in the immediate future. I do hope that you guys enjoyed it. And let's go ahead and roll for that second prize here. Congratulations to Trithian. Go ahead and head over to Loot Vault, both of you. Just send me the name of the game that you guys want out of there, and I'll get it for you and send you the code. It was meh. Yeah. All right. Why do I feel like Don voted that? Alright, so you overall liked it. From what I see, 50% of you, 45% loved it, 5% said it was meh. And that's okay, because it's a work in progress, guys. I'm going to continue to massage it and try to make it better, more enjoyable for all of you. And it's okay. I don't mind criticism. Criticism is good. It keeps me on my toes, keeps me striving for something better. And if you guys have any ideas for how I can make it better, please, please, please make it better. Come and talk to me. I'd love to hear your feedback and suggestions. Now, we are going to jump over to Discord for the roundtable. So if you'd like to join us, please feel free to head over to discord.gg/gsch. We are in the Town Hall channel. We will have people raising their hands. They can ask questions either in chat or they could... Oh, more dad jokes. Yeah, okay. I'll have to hit up Izzy for the best dad jokes. For some reason, she has all the good dad jokes. I don't know what it is, but her jokes are like top notch. I don't know where she gets them, but they're amazing. All right. Let's go ahead and hop over to Discord. Go ahead, if you are hopping into Discord, you can mute the channel or the Twitch channel. That way you're not hearing stereo. I'll be 15 seconds delayed on Twitch. Please feel free to join us in the Town Hall channel. Going to be doing this round table, and you guys can ask questions, and I can do my best to answer them. Hello, everybody in Discord. We have, what, 14 participants. Before we get started, let's see. Do we have any questions here yet? No. We have some hands raising. So let's go ahead and start at the top. I will let Terrafer... Wait. Terrafer requested to speak, so I think I'll call on him first. All right, go ahead and queue up if you want to speak. It looks like if the requests aren't there, I can't click on you. So I'm not sure... where they show up temporarily and then they go away. All right, Pedro, you wanted to speak too, I think. There you go, Pedro. Welcome. Hold on 1 second. Alright, you should be good. Welcome, Pedro. What do you have? Well, that's a matter of where people are wanting to play. I still have my Monday slot that's open. I still have my Friday slot that's open. And then my Sunday slot will most likely go to Enshrouded. When Throne of Liberty comes out, I was most likely going to use the Monday night and Friday night slot for that. But it all comes down to where people are playing. Where people go is where I go. If people don't show up to events, I move those events to a new time, or I jump into another game. If you think of it, just feel free to raise back. All right, who's got a question? Anyone got a question? Where are you at? You can ask in the town hall chat. There you go. Oh, Brother Grimm, I tried to click it and it went away. Okay, I sent the invite, so you should have it. There you go. Welcome, Brother Grimm. I can't hear you, so I'm not sure if it's working. If your microphone doesn't work, feel free just to send me a text in the chat window, and I can ask your question for you. All right, Brother Grimm is typing his question. I think we're having some mic trouble. Who do you think is going to win this season on Conqueror's Blade? That is hard to tell. I'm not sure who survived the prior season. You know, if Season 17 did anything, it was drive a lot of people away from the game. Now that those problems are resolved, we'll see how many come back. But I do hear rumors that the YT crew is coming back. And if that's true, it could be interesting to see what they do. It's going to be interesting. I mean, we're going to have to hang on for the ride. I don't think that it's going to be as easy as, oh, this one alliance, this one house is going to win. I mean, heck, the cohorts are strong. I mean, so the cohorts could win it again. You don't know. That's the wonderful thing about Conqueror's Blade. And one thing I've seen over all these war reports is that whoever starts off strong usually breaks apart mid-season, forms a bunch of different groups, and then ends up bringing that group to the top. So we'll see. I guarantee you the person that makes it there is probably not who you expect. Yeah, there are so many alliance changes, it's really hard to tell who's going to be there at the end. All I can tell you is that hopefully nobody attacks Gaiscioch, because the last time we were attacked, the servers were down for like 4 straight weeks, and we almost missed out the end of the season. So, the Gaiscioch curse is real, people. All right, who else do we have? All right, do we have any other questions? What can we do to help you with the community load? Just be there if I ask for help. I mean, that's the big thing. And then, you know, anyone that can run events in one of our communities is more than welcome to do so. Running events helps keep our numbers high and keep people active. Anytime that you can include outside community members, so people that aren't in Gaiscioch, into whatever you're doing, that's where we really kind of reach out to the community and bring more people in. That's always welcome. If you want to help me log data and do something like that, hit me up. There's always data to log. I'm constantly logging data. But there's some things that you won't be able to help me with. It's just stuff I got to do on my own. And you know, with the way that I have things set up, I can't really have help. So it's partly on myself. Maybe someday I will adapt and do things a little differently. We'll see. But for right now, it's just, you know, if I ask for help, feel free to help. But and I'll let you know. There are times when I definitely will ask for help. All right, do we have any other questions out there? Aw, buoy. What? Which one did I force you to click one game? Like, other than which game did you join Gaiscioch with? But that was kind of a finite point there. I'm not seeing any more hands. Anyone got a hand to raise? Anyone want to say something? It doesn't even have to be a question. If you just want to say something in the community, feel free to raise your hand. I'll give you the floor. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's why. All right. I must have missed that part of the poll, like that checkbox, sadly. That's why nobody was voting for the other ones. I get it now. Good call, Bowie. Good call. We will be running several clans there, Brothers Grimm. We're probably gonna have 2 to 3 clans in Throne of Liberty. We'll be there real thick. So when you see Gaiscioch, you gotta know it's coming. We aren't going to be pacifists in that game. We are going to be grabbing the bull by the horn. I will most likely be doing what we did in the early days of ESO and Guild Wars 2, where we have some pretty thick, devoted PvP crews that are in the woods doing things for the community. What I'd really like to do is use the PvP crews to solidify or to encourage our PvEers to be a part of the community as well. So half PvP, half PvE. Once we get the strategic locations and the PvEers to go get the prize, and you know, it could really work in a nice little harmony there. So we're gonna have one alliance slot open most likely, which will probably go to HOL if HOL is playing. But if HOL doesn't play, we'll have that slot available for anyone else that wanted it. But we do plan on hitting Throne and Liberty pretty hard when it comes out. It is the only game right now on the horizon that really has true chapter potential. All right. I'm not seeing any hands. Anyone else have another question? I am an open book, so please feel free to ask. I'm happy to try to answer any questions we have. If I don't know the answer, I can always look it up. I can get back to you. Yeah, you're the happy mancer. Of course you're happy. Pedro, again with the pineapple pizza. We already voted on pineapple pizza being a legit thing. Don't make me bring up my pineapple monsters that we created. Yeah, we've been having fun in our events. We've been like coming up with random concepts and then throwing them into AI and seeing what AI spits back, and it's been pretty scary. Yeah, somebody said Rock and Stone. That was Kitty. Kitty wants to Rock and Stone. There has been some pretty good expansions in Deep Rock Galactic lately. Kitty, you want to step up here and tell us about what's interesting? Do you have a mic? I don't know if your mic works. No mic. Aw, sad panda. I miss that voice, Kitty. You gotta get that fixed. It's either that or get me an address so I can send you a mic. I miss hearing that perfect voice. See what I did there. Alright, let's go ahead and roll for one more. We got a prize going to Trithian, prize going to Ismina. And Ravalia, welcome. Thank you. You won our third prize. I'll be sending you a PM through Twitch, so please make sure that your Twitch messaging is turned on. I'll send you the link to the little loot vault, and you can pick a game out of there, and I'll send it on over to you. Curiel, if you want to write up anything that you want to get in the newsletter, please feel free to write it up and send it my way. I've told Sir Henry the same thing. If he wants something in the newsletter, he can just send it to me, and I'll get it in there. Always happy to have people kind of cover games. Like if you want to write something about Guild Wars 2 and get it in our newsletter, please feel free to write it and send it to me. I try to put those together every month, but they are quite difficult at times. And lately, I have been swamped with real life stuff and haven't been around to get to the play stuff. So it's been a little more narrow. And I must apologize because I have had a lot of kind of depressing news this last year, and I think I might have focused a little too much on it. So I'm going to try to make 2024 much more encouraging and uplifting and more about the exciting stuff going on in the world and less about the depressing stuff. I actually had somebody write me and say that they don't want my newsletter anymore because it's too depressing. So that's the kind of feedback I want, guys. If you see something in this community that you're not liking, please reach out to me. I am not perfect. I am not like some guild leader messiah. I'm not the best person in the world. I am a human being, and I'm learning as I go. I didn't get a manual to this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to do the best job I can. And your feedback is so important to me. I need to know that you guys enjoy what I'm doing, that I'm doing it the right way. Otherwise, I'm going to change it and then try to do it better. Because I really want to make this something that is as much yours as it is mine. I want this to be something that you're proud of. And something that we built together. So come with me on this journey and let's have fun. Yeah, if you want to write some stuff, Curiel, I would love to have it. That would be great. Curiel, it's already known that Gaiscioch is a death cult. Come on now. I lead everybody to their death in every game we play. It's oh man. Those cliffs, and then when I can't lead you off a cliff, New World, you can't kill somebody off a cliff. No problem there, right? No, let's lead the whole Zerg through the ocean and kill them all in the ocean. Congratulations, Fog. You found a new way to kill people in a game that has no fall damage. Yep. Sorry, guys. That's one thing you guys are in for. If you follow me, you're eventually going to find death because of some dumb thing I do. Yep. Sorry, guys. Alright, quickly, Brothers Game, what games we're playing. Guild Wars 2, Elder Scrolls Online, New World, Conqueror's Blade, Blood of Steel. I said New World, right? And the Return to Moria are big games. We have several others that we've been playing. It's been a lot of fun, and we got several more that we're going to play. You know, we're just kind of trying to play together and have a good time, make some memories and some friends along the way. It's been a lot of fun. Guild Wars 2 is our biggest. It is the most active from what I've seen. Return to Moria is fun. However, I think that once you get to the end, it's not as fun. It's pretty much the end, and then you're like, now what? So I think a lot of our players are kind of in that phase where they're waiting for the next content drop if there is one. You can play it over and over and over again, but the bosses are always the same. The kind of flow is always the same. So it's kind of like Valheim, but Valheim's had some updates and keeps adding new stuff, so that's cool. And Valheim was made by like one dude for like the longest time. All right, everybody, I thank you for coming out tonight. I really appreciate you all being here. It's been a wild journey. But I think that's where I'm going to call it quits for the day. Thank you so much for coming. If you have any other questions, feel free to just PM me on Discord anytime. Happy to chat with you.